Good evening. We're going to call to order the meeting of the Mayor and Council of the City of Bastrop. We'd like to get an invitation by Councilman. We'd like to get an invocation by Councilman Johnson.
All right. Heavenly Father, we come at this hour. That's how we know how. We come before your throne of grace, just asking for guidance, wisdom, and knowledge of the business at hand. Father, you know what we need here. We are going through some perilous time at this time, Lord. But we need you, and we need your guidance. We need you to help us make decisions that will affect every individual in the city of Bastrop. Help us all, Father. Keep us and protect us. These are all blessings I thank you in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Amen. And the pledge.
Salute. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Could we have a moment of silence in remembrance of Judge Frank Woodrow Wilson and Captain Johnny Owens of the Police Department, retired? Thank you. Roll call to determine quorum.
Mr. Moore?
Here.
Mr. Johnson?
Here.
Mr. Shaw?
Here.
Mr. Armstrong?
Here.
Mr. Locke?
Here.
All present, Mayor.
Okay. Any announcements? Any public comments as related to the items on the agenda? Okay, you received, I believe, the previous minutes in your packet. Could we get a motion to approve the regular meeting July 13th, 2013?
I'll make that motion, Mayor. Second.
We got a motion, second, any discussion? All for?
Aye.
Against? Okay. And the special meeting on June 27th.
May I make that motion?
Second.
We got a motion and a second, any discussion? All for?
Aye.
Against? Okay. Ayes have it. Financial Committee report, Resolution 13-15-17.
May I move for the acceptance of the bills and claims for the month of June, resolution number 13-15-17?
Second.
We have a motion on Resolution 13-15-17. And a second. All for?
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Resolution 13-15-20, commencing John Hathaway upon retirement as District Chief of the Bastrop Police Department. Chief Montgomery.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. I'm Chief Montgomery with the Bastrop Fire Department. It's with a great deal of pleasure and pride that I present to you District Chief John Hathaway. He's retiring after 28 outstanding years of service. A quick story, we really could do with a lot more men like Mr. Hathaway. I could picture him coming in my office right now. He knock on the door, you say, Chief, I don't mean no harm, but he would always bring a good suggestion on how we could improve the department. If every man took and lady took the initiative that Chief Hathaway has taken over the years to see that the department was up and going well, we'd be a lot better off. Anyway, after 28 years of service, John,
Thank you.
I hate to lose you, but
appreciate
enjoy
it.
your retirement.
I appreciate it. It's been an honor. It's been an honor.
One thing I can say, I worked with all of them, but 5 years I worked with. So I'm glad to present this time by the mayor and council.
I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
Mayor, we need a motion and a vote.
We got a motion? Second. And a second. Okay, any comment? All for? Against? Motion passes. That's resolution 13-15-20. We also have two other resolutions. Resolution 13-15-21, and that's commending Mayor Betty Alford for 12 years of dedicated service to the city of Bastrop, and Resolution 13-15-22, commending William Nason for 4 years of dedicated service for the city of Bastrop.
I make that motion, Mayor.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any comment? All for?
Aye.
Against? Resolution, motion passes. Let's see.
You did a joint vote, didn't you? Yeah, you did vote.
No, I said Bill Bowles. William Bowles.
Supposed to come. I can talk on it. I can talk on
Okay.
We probably both can.
it. Yeah. Me and Doug can help you.
Okay.
You want to start?
We have an ordinance 13-42-18, an ordinance authorizing the borrowing by the city of Bastrop, Louisiana, $1,500,000 by issuance of its Revenue Anticipation Note Series 2013, and providing with respect to the rate of interest thereof, providing for a pledge and dedication of taxes and other revenues. Our city clerk, Ms. Sandra Goldman, and our attorney will speak on this.
Mayor and Board of Aldermen, this is what's known as a revenue anticipation note. In other words, it's an avenue that's available to the city to receive sort of in advance revenues that would typically be derived from yourselves or other type levies that occur during the course of the year. As you know, you don't get all of your money all at once, but sometimes, and typically you get most of your tax collections toward the end of the year. The law allows for you to essentially borrow money against what you anticipate receiving during the course of this year to be able to deal with your present needs and to make that borrowing at a competitive rate. In order to do that, the Louisiana law says that the Louisiana State Bond Commission must grant authorization to the city and to every other public body that seeks to use revenue anticipation notes. And so by this ordinance tonight, which is for introduction only, you will be introducing or granting specific terms through which bond counsel, I think Bill Bowles, will be able to approach the Louisiana State Bond Commission and get permission to issue revenue anticipation notes on behalf of the city of Bastrop for a sum of up to $1,500,000 based upon rates of interest that will be finalized before the actual issuance occurs, and also based upon such other terms that the city wishes to impose on that issuance. This is something that you do annually, and it's something that virtually every municipality that I know of, in the state of Louisiana at least, is availing itself of right now because, like I said, typically you get all your money at one time during the year, but your expenses come up during the whole course of the year. So this allows you to be able to tap into those funds. And finally, I think that if you avail yourself of this, this has a very limited term. I think, and Ms. Goldman, you can correct me on this. Typically, this note would be paid off by March, I guess, of the following year. So by March 2014, you'd have your tax collections in, and you'll have this satisfied. This is for introduction only, though. It'll be coming back next month to you after it lays over.
Okay, so what, do we need to do anything?
Just introduce it
Okay.
tonight and have it on the agenda for your next regular meeting in August.
Okay. So it be. Okay. Now, okay, we need to recess to Bastrop Sales District Number 1 meeting. Can I get a motion?
I make that motion, Mayor.
Second.
We got a motion and a second, all for? Okay. Okay. Okay, we had to go into a sales tax district. This is a meeting for, we have I guess, tax coming up. It's actually a tax renewal,
Okay.
and we can't do it in regular meetings. This is resolution number 131525, and that's Bastrop Sales Tax District 115. This is a renewal of the street tax. It's a half-cent sales tax, and I think tonight is this introduction or what?
No, sir, we're going to take action.
Okay, we have to take it. The action is to put it on the agenda, on the, I should say, election.
Right. It's kind of strange. This body is also the governing body of this special tax district. The city and this district are two different things, but y'all govern both of them. So that's why you went out of one meeting and went to the other one.
Okay.
But it would be to approve this for placement, from what I see on the ballot, for a vote on November the 16th of this year.
Okay. And as I said, this is a renewal.
Not not a new tax, just a renewal.
Yes,
No,
sir.
not a new tax, this is a renewal.
The original tax was put on 2004, and it was a 10-year tax.
And right now, this is the only way we will get any streets done, except for we did a LCBDG grant, but that's only specific areas. What is the pleasure of the council?
I make the motion, Mayor, that we adopt resolution number 13-1508.
1525.
1525.
Oh, my mistake. 1525.
Okay, we got a motion
Second.
and a second. Any discussion? All for? Against? Ayes have it.
Mayor, can we, while we're in the Bastrop Sales Tax District 1, can we have a roll call to determine the quorum in that meeting?
Go ahead.
Mr. Moore?
Four.
Mr. Johnson?
Four.
Mr. Shaw?
Four.
Mr. Armstrong?
Four.
Mr. Locke?
Four.
All present.
Okay. Now we need a motion to leave it.
We need a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
We have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. All for?
Aye.
Now to resume the regular council meeting. Do we need another roll call?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Mr. Moore?
Here.
Mr. Johnson?
Here.
Mr. Shaw?
Here.
Mr. Armstrong?
Here.
Mr. Locke?
Here.
All present, Mayor.
Okay.
Slip that back door.
Now, we also, Ms. Dorothy Ford, Morehouse Chamber of Commerce, and Ms. Vic Carpenter, keep Morehouse beautiful.
Y'all were so funny. On behalf of the Chamber of Commerce, I just want to welcome our new mayor, Mayor Jones. I also want to welcome our newest city councilman, Robert Shaw, who is joining this fine council of all these wonderful men. Just want you to know that we are very anxious to work with all of y'all. We want to work with you on projects and matters that do relate to the city and that's for the betterment of our community. And we just want you to know you've got the Chamber's full support, and we look forward to the next 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm Vicki Carpenter, and I'm here on behalf of Keep Morehouse Beautiful. I want to express support for everything that Dorothy said. We're excited about working with you. Dorothy did a great job of expressing it. Thank you, Dorothy. And I hope and pray that we can continue the good relationship that Keep Morehouse Beautiful has with the council, and that we can continue working in partnership with our many projects. But we have 2 more favors to ask. One, that you will begin the process of condemning structures that are safety hazards, that are eyesores, and that welcome drug addicts. And 2, we're extremely proud of our new zoning ordinances, but without some bite to them, without penalties, without fines, they're almost useless. And we ask that you please do something to add bite to these zoning ordinances that are something that the whole community should be very, very proud of. We look forward to working with you. We're excited about all of it. We think that we have a lot to be proud of here in Bastrop, and we want to talk positive. We have many blessings. Thank you for your time, and have a good evening.
Before you go, would you go into a little detail of bite?
About bite? I wish I knew a little bit more about it. All I know is people respond more to your request when they know you're going to hit them in the pocketbook. And that's unfortunate, but it's the truth. So many times you ask them to please don't litter. And look at our streets. It doesn't seem to, you're nice, you're respectful, but somehow when you hit them in the pocketbook or you penalize them in some way, maybe even go out and pick up litter, I think you're going to have more impact on trying to get things done, get things structured properly in Bastrop. And I hate it, but unfortunately that's the way it is. People respond more when you hit them in the pocketbook and you fine them something. I would like to make a suggestion. Since I learned from the paper mill years ago, when we didn't know how to do something, we went to another mill, another Southern craft mill, to find out how they did it and to learn from people that have already done it. So possibly we could contact other communities that have been successful with their zoning ordinances and see what they do and how they penalize them. Do they fine them? How much do they fine them? Do they ask them to come out and pick up litter? That's the only thing I know. If I were in your shoes, that's what I would do.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
I have one question, Ms. Vicki. Ms. Vicki, do we have, does the city, and I guess Ernest, does he have these locations you're speaking about that have been identified as abandoned properties and things like that? Do we have that available? Have we made it available?
I know in 2009, I gave each of the, I didn't, Mark Rainwater was here at the time, but I helped put them together. Mark Vereen and I took the pictures and created the documents that were given to each of you for each of your districts that included maybe not every structure in each district that needed to be condemned, but it did include a lot of them. So and I think I gave you a copy of the District C. I think also Ernest Lee, he should be on top of all of that. That's his job. He should know exactly where the buildings are and the structures are that need to be condemned, and if they have met all the, I think you have to go through a process. You have to write the property owner a letter, give them a certain amount of time to make some changes or improvements to the property, and if they don't do something within a certain amount of time, then the city proceeds to condemn them. And I think without that process, the community will continue to have these eyesores all over the town that do not make a very good statement about the values of our community. Unfortunately, first impressions are made in the first 8 minutes, they tell me, by these awful looking structures. I would love to be a part of helping to condemn them. I don't ask you to do anything that I would not be there, right there with you. I pick up litter, I get in the ditches, I pick up old hubcaps, whatever it takes to clean up Bastrop. So I'm right there with you if I can help.
Okay, there, I guess there are areas all over the city limits, and
Right.
since you got out and did this work and putting the books together, there are more. We will get together along with the council and the attorney and see what we can do. I know there are some laws that you can do right now, and especially for abandoned houses and everything. And like I said, I know the reason why a lot of you doing great tearing them down, and I know you're doing 50-50 with a lot of the property owners.
Sure.
We also know, I guess the city has limited funds. We're going to do what we can, but we also know that any dollar the city spends, we have to recoup. And I also know that's the reason they stopped doing a lot of condemnations, because we wind up with the property when the people doesn't own it. But we're going to do everything we can to work with you ladies.
You know I'm going to hold you to that, don't you?
Yes, I do.
May I take a minute to explain to you what you just referred to, in that we partner with the property owners to bring buildings down for Keep Morehouse Beautiful? I'll make it brief because I know the agenda is long. Just recently, we received $1,800 from the Union Pacific Railroad, and Monday we have an appointment with you for another check presentation from Energy, and it also is to go towards demolition cost. What Keep Morehouse Beautiful has been doing and has been successful in, we contact the property owner that if we identify a piece of property that appears to be, needs to be brought down, we contact the property owner and ask them if they'd be willing to partner with us in the demolition cost. We give them up to 50% of the demolition cost. We don't give it to the person bringing down the building, but it goes directly to the property owner. A contract is signed through John Bentley saying that they will have the property down in X amount of days, and when it's complete, it has to be approved that the property's clean and free of debris, and check, which John holds during this period of time, is then given directly, once it's down, it's clean, is given directly to the property owner. And it is a 50% savings for the property owner. I don't know anywhere where you can invest that kind of money, get dollar for dollar. But anyway, it's been very successful, and we hope to do even more. And we've had a lot of good support for it, like Union Pacific and Energy and other people that have helped us. Even Jay Morris has given us some money. So we're very proud. Thank you for everything, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay. Appoint members to the Zoning Board of Adjustment. Two of us, Mr. Shaw and I, were on the Board of Adjustments, and once we took the seats up here, we had to resign. So we have a couple more members to place on the board, and we have Arthur Hamlin and Philip Morrow. Those are two, and they, like I said, they have accepted the appointment. Do we need to do it?
You need a motion.
We need a motion.
I make that motion, Mayor.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All for?
Aye.
Against? Ayes have it. Okay. Next would be appoint, this is July, so we have to appoint the city auditor. We have to appoint the city attorneys, city clerk, and assistant clerk. And my nomination for city auditor would be Cindy Haynes of Hill and Enzima.
Make that motion, Mayor.
Second.
We got a motion and a second in the discussion. All for?
Aye.
Against? Motion passed. City attorneys would be John Bentley and Doug Lawrence.
I make that motion, Mayor.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All for?
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. City clerk would be Sandra Goldman.
Make that motion, Mayor.
Second.
Any discussion? All for?
Aye.
Motion passes. And assistant clerk would be Amanda Hall.
I make that motion, Mayor.
Second.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All for?
Aye.
Against? Okay. Motion passes. Next would be appoint sales tax commission members. The sales tax commission collects taxes for Morehouse Parish, that's school board, sheriff, city, and other areas of the parish. Everyone, I think we have 2 members,
That's correct.
and some, Marouge
The
has
school board has 2,
two.
the parish has 1, the sheriff department has 1, and the villages of Bonita, Collingston, and Marouge, they share 1 vote.
Okay. And my nomination for the commission would be Sandra Gobin and Amanda Hall. I believe they have served on it already?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I make that motion, Mayor.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. All for? Aye. Against? Motion passes. Our next, well, we're going to table the next one, which is, this would be to, where was that?
13-1508, we'll table.
We'll
next
table.
month.
Resolution 13-1508. Okay. Resolution 13-1519. Residential Anti-Displacement and Location Assistance Plan under Section 104D of the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974 as amended. Ms. Goldman?
Mayor, this here has to do with the LCDBG grant that we have to do those 7 streets. This is part of the steps. We have to identify and say what we're going to do. So this is an adoption, and this is part of the phases. Y'all are probably going to see a couple more phases before we actually start to bid, but this is one of the processes. We ask that y'all consider adopting this.
Okay. And this is what, the $450,000 grant, and the city's, what, $90 match?
I think so, yes, sir.
Okay. But it's basically 90% of it's paid for by the government. Okay. Can we get a motion on this?
Second.
We got a motion and a second on Resolution 13-1519. All for?
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Resolution 13-1510, authorizing the City of Bastrop, Louisiana to adopt the ad valorem millage rate for the tax year 2013. Ms. Goldman?
Mayor, this is an annual thing. In order for us to be able to collect property tax for this year, this is a process that the legislative auditor requires us to do. What this is y'all are setting the millages, and the millages y'all are setting has already been voted by the citizens years back. And we're keeping the millages the same rate as we did last year because we want to collect the same amount of money. So what this is once y'all pass this and the mayor will sign off, it will go to the tax assessor. John Hill will process it, so that way when he does his tax roll in August, they'll know what to charge it, because once he does his tax roll, he has to send it back to the state and they have to approve it before we can get our taxes. So this is something y'all have done annually, and we ask that y'all consider doing this again.
Any discussion? Could I get a motion?
So move.
We got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay. All for?
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Resolution 13-1518, declaring adjudicated property located at 427 Scott, Bastrop, Louisiana, formerly owned by Lee Deadman, no longer needed for public use. Authorize the sale of the property, obtaining sale bids. Authorizing the employment of Philip Lester, attorney at law, to provide the legal services for the sale of the property for the minimum bid of the services in accordance with the law. As for the minimum of the appraised amount. And it's in order to any kind of adjudicated property, we have to If it's not, we have to advertise for bids. We just can't come out and sell it. So that's all that is.
In the council's packet, I also sent addition, I put it up there, is a copy of the plat that the gentleman that's interested in bidding provided me, so y'all could get an idea of where it's located at. He stated in the letter, there's also a copy, that he is interested in buying. He's a serious bidder. He stated in the letter that he owns property right around there. But the process would be that y'all would declare it surplus of no value to the city, and then we would put it out for bid. The bid would be either the appraisal, or we go back and look to see what the parish taxes and the city taxes is for those years. And we determine what is the best for the city of Bastrop as far as receiving money. Once we do that, then we go out for bid. We advertise it. We give everybody the opportunity, along with this gentleman that's interested in bidding. And our idea is to get it back on the tax roll where we can start collecting revenue, as well as other entities will be collecting it too. Right now, it is in the city's name, and we're not doing anything with it.
And you're responsible for it while it's in your name, and you kind of want to go ahead and sell it.
Okay. Any question or discussion?
No.
Could I get a motion?
I make a motion, Mayor.
I second.
We got a motion and a second. And that's to advertise for bids for this property. Any other discussion? All for?
Aye.
Against? Ayes have it. Liquor license, Captain Evans.
We only have one. This is a quick pack on carbon plant. We only have one on carbon plant. It's quick pack for a Class A license to sell alcohol only, consume it off premises, pending the state approval of their license.
Is this a new license or renewal?
But it's new for this person, it's a new owner, so it's a new license for him. Renewal for the place, the location, but it's new for him.
Okay. We need a motion on that?
Yes, sir.
So move.
Second.
We got a motion and a second on the liquor law, liquor license. Any discussion?
Does this beat all the city codes for having a liquor license in that location?
Yes, sir.
Any else? All for?
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Now, and that, I guess that will conclude our business for tonight and our first meeting.
Need a motion?
I'd like to thank you for coming and hope to see you next month. Have more next meeting. Now I need a motion to adjourn.
So move.
You got a motion? Thank you.